300 FF because it's the 300 front face and it's the contour line we see on a map. So the 300 metre contour line. The next one's 350. So what would that be, do you think? The 350 metre contour line, yeah. So that's how they sort of work here.
Oh, look at the size of that. Damn. It's a Remu. Yeah.
That tree could be sitting around 500 years old. Plus, this forest here is what I would say a remnant forest. So it's all old forest that hasn't been chopped down. So you'll see some really big trees through here.
It's 500 years old. Yeah. Yeah, it looks like maybe fire may have come through here once upon a time. Oh, look at the giant forest. What? 500 years old.
Take our time. We'll look at the beauty of the place because it is. It's a fantastic place to be working in. And this is the opportunities that you get in conservation. You get to do this sort of stuff.
Alright. Ginny, you need your hands just in case, yeah? Okay? Because we're just about to go down there. Alright. Yeah, to hold on to things as well, yeah? Oh, I had my first slip right there. Oh, the others are where is this?
I almost slipped and I grabbed into a fern.
Yeah, that's right. Use the branches.
Same at the back. So that middle of the section.
Oh. Now we're going deep. Watch. Alright. That's right. Keep going. There we go. Yeah, don't worry about it, Jenny. You go. You're doing great. Oh, look at the size of that. You're doing great. Keep going. Hey, if I fall, guess what? It's good news.
You're going on top of Emma.
I'll fall onto all of you, yeah? That's the good news. Out of the way, what am I doing now?
Cool guys, so this is the first trap, and what we've got here is this tunnel. So the tunnel for us is to keep our non-target species from getting into the trap. So the likes of our cheeky inquisitive kaka or tui or anything like that, it just keeps them avoiding this area. It also keeps everything dry underneath. And these are the traps, and these are both unset, so we're going to go through and do these lines fresh, which is good. They are for our rats and our mice, okay? This one's, so they're just like a standard mouse trap but bigger, and they've got this particular pottle here which we put our bait in. They are a kill trap, so they will kill the rat or the mouse instantly. And these traps, it's really important when we're using traps in dockland and anywhere else, to be honest, it's about making sure they're humane. Do we know what humane means?
Like, not like
Good.
Yeah, good,
not
good.
like painful.
Yeah, so the least amount of suffering possible. we're doing enough by removing that animal. We need to respect them, because the reality is they are fantastic at what they do. They're beautifully designed creatures. They've just been put in the wrong place. And who put them here?
Humans.
Yeah, we did.
We did.
Not us, but yeah, there was some movements to make them come here, and they didn't have a choice. Okay, so we need to respect that.
Was it the Europeans who put them in?
Yep. But that is the key for us becoming better trappers as well, or better conservationists. If we can understand the animal, we take more time to learn its behaviour, and then we can trap it easier.
Wait, so how does, is there like a pressure plate?
Yeah, so I'll go through the mechanism.
Oh.
So these here, they've got this yellow housing over the top, which means that you don't have to put your hands anywhere near where you could get injured. It's got this bar here and this red lug. So what happens is there's 3 settings on the red lug. There's a rat option, there's a sensitive mouse option, and there's a boom. Okay, so when we go to set it, we always put it to the rat option, and then we just pull this lever back until we hear a click. Okay, so what that's done is it's loaded the bar, so anything that comes in and steps on this plate here will trigger the bar to come down, and that bait pottle is in the right spot, so that animal that comes in will get hit on the top of the vertebrae, the top of the neck, and it will kill it instantly. Okay, the last thing we want is them coming in and getting caught by the tail or the leg and having a very long and painful death. That's not what we're all about. Cool. The next one's sensitive. So what that does is it brings that. You've got a question? Yep.
Oh, there's like an account with a mouse.
Yep, that's right. Yep. So now we're looking at targeting mice, because it brings that plate down and less weight is required to set the trap off. But if we know there's an area where we have rats, we always set it to rat option, even if we've seen a mouse. Okay, because what would happen if we set it to the mouse option, the light option, and a big rat comes in and puts its nose on it?
It'll die slowly.
Yeah, where will it hit it?
On the nose.
On the nose, and it probably won't die, but it will never come back to the trap. It might get out, it might not, it might be, it might die very slowly. So yeah, always set it to rat until you know you've removed the rats out of the area. Okay. Yep.
What's the boom setting?
The boom setting, yes. So what happens is once it's set, this is what the boom does, okay? Goes boom. But that's not the way that we want to do it, even though it's been designed that way.
But why would have a boom option?
Yeah, it's a good question. Still wondering myself, but what it does is it breaks down the springs and the plastic over time. So if we're going to do that, we set it, we put weight back on the bar, and then we put it to boom, and we let it off slowly. We've just probably created another 10 years out of the trap, or however many years, just by doing that. So really important, and it means that we don't get our hands in the way when it goes boom either. Cool guys, does that make sense?
Yeah.
Awesome. So trapping is more than just putting the trap in the space. There's a whole lot of stuff that comes with it. Okay, so if we baited that trap and we put it there, it's not screaming out to these pest species, come in and investigate. We want to create interest for that animal. The first part is the location of where we put the trap. So we look at these runs, we look at these areas where they're naturally coming in and through. So cut trails, they're just like human beings. They don't want to go through the thick stuff. They'll take the easiest route possible to get from point A to point B. So we look at targeting those areas, anything that has logs. Who's seen a mouse inside their house before? Do they run through the centre of the room or around the edge of the walls?
Edge.
Yeah. It's because they get predated on too. They're actually getting eaten by other species, and they feel safe when they're hugged up against something. So if we've got logs, they will naturally travel down a log to get get to areas. Yep.
Once I had the string in my wardrobe, and like I had a squeaking noise, and then
Yep.
like a few months later, a mouse had its tail caught in the string, and it was
Oh, yeah.
Once,
Yep.
when I was younger, there was a mouse running through our house, and it was running right through the middle of the room, and the adults ran outside screaming, and I just picked it up and went.
Did you? Oh, cool. Cool.
My dad just kills it.
And it didn't.
Yeah.
And it didn't fly when I put it under a bowl, and then the adults came rushing back in and killed it.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Just do what my dad does, just cut it with a knife.
Oh,
Yeah, so that's important, looking at the behaviour of the animal and putting the trap in the right spot. But what we'll do is I'll show you what we're going to put in this one. Peanut butter. But does anyone notice the colour of that peanut butter?
It's
It's not rotten.
It's mouldy.
No, it's dyed green. It's dyed green because our manu often see red, orange and yellow. Those are most of the berries we see in the forest. That's what they think about as food. There is some purple and black berries as well, but green for them blends more into the leaf matter. So it's a way that we try and stop them from coming in as well. So just like we've got this, we do the same with the bait. And you'll notice rat bait's dyed green as well, that you get from the supermarket or anything like that. And that's the main reason, if you leave it out with birds.
So is that the reason that like the outside is green and the inside isn't?
In this here?
Yeah.
No, that's just nature taking its turn on the box. But that's cool. That's very good observation. Cool. So what we'll do is we'll bait it up, each one, and you all, if you feel the need to, you'll all get an opportunity to do it. There's a few along this line, but so we just put some bait in that pottle. We just make sure there's not too much, any excess that we have, we just put around the front, and then we can flick it out in here, and this is called pre-feeding. Alright, and we do the same on the other end. Cool. And so I try not to get any on the plate, because the same thing as setting the plate to sensitive. If a rat comes in and tries to nibble the edge of the plate because there's food there, then it could go off and then they could get whacked on the nose. Cool. And then just putting some up a bit higher off the ground. So if there's a nearby tree, you can sort of put some up in these spaces. And what that does is if the wind's going quite strong, it'll blow that scent around. So now this is starting to say, hey, come investigate, come have a look what's going on. They've got a lot better senses than we do, so it makes sense.